Good evening. We meet in lockdown from a virus that's claimed 42,000 deaths, the highest level in Europe. With just 6 months of the transition period left, with no deal negotiated, needing a deal that will continue the exports of 44% of our trade, 60% from Wales, and hear from a government who refused an extension despite the appeals from the Welsh government, the Scottish government, and offers from the EU. No one would have thought that we would be facing a 1 in 100-year pandemic that's claimed so many thousands of lives. Quite naturally, the focus of government has shifted to save lives rather than negotiation. Yet we have got to now establish a deal that sets in train a re-engineering of our economy and sets the template for decades to come. In 2016, people were promised more money, more jobs, more control. I don't think they got it, and they should have had a vote on the deal. But now in 2019, we were promised get Brexit done, an oven-ready Brexit, but we haven't got an oven-ready Brexit. Instead, we face the prospect of a possible bad deal or a no-deal Brexit. The CBI have said that our recovery could be blocked, could be in jeopardy, there will be greater inequalities. COVID has already given rise to a 20% reduction in our economy. There could be a further 4 to 6% on top of that. The British Retail Consortium has said there could be shortages in food supplies, and like 70% of our fresh food comes in from Europe in January, for example. The Japanese car manufacturers have said they may pull up sticks. Nissan has said if there's tariffs, then what's the point of being in Britain when they were here in the first place to trade into the EU market? There's an EU-Japanese trade deal. They may as well relocate. And there's fundamental differences between the UK and the EU in terms of negotiations on fisheries, on governance, on a level playing field. Meanwhile, on the side, the US trade deal is threatening to undermine the EU deal, which is 60 times bigger, because the US seems to want for us to import substandard foods and chemicals that would be prohibited in the EU. The UK standards are not a bargaining chip. They should be a blueprint for our standards, for our values, a blueprint for the future, for our economy, for climate change, for environmental protection, for workers' rights, for our NHS, for our public services, for our food safety, for sustainable fishing. We need to change our domestic legislation to ensure that these values are instilled in them ahead and within the trade agreement. So the agriculture bill needs to embrace our food standards. The environment bill needs to have a non-regression clause so we don't slip below EU standards but rise above it. The trade bill needs to ensure parliamentary scrutiny. None of these things have been provided so far. We need a situation where we face the future together. The challenges of the world in terms of whether it's public health, whether it's security, whether it's prosperity or poverty, whether it's environmental sustainability. We need to hold hands, move together in an uncertain world. We do not want a situation of chaos, of a broken economy, of a divided kingdom, of a second COVID peak. So we must work together with Europe, pull together for a shared future, for a prosperous future where we share each other's values in friendship together. I say, and we say, no to no deal, yes to a strong Britain, in a strong Europe, in a strong world, working together for all our futures. Thank you.